Hello, everybody. It's a real pleasure to welcome you to our webinar on Tolion Brain Coach. My name is Martin Tolar. I'm the founder of the company. And again, my pleasure to see you all. If I can have the first slide, please. So what we want to do today is to quickly introduce the company. Again, I will talk about the Tolion Health AI, the company that developed this product. My colleagues, Andrei Lerch, our Chief Medical Officer, will discuss the science of the prevention, kind of the biological basis, the information we started with and how we're actually developed this product. Our Chief Technical Officer, Petr Kadera, will describe how we enable the personalized prevention by using the new technology, the AI. And then finally, the most important session is going to be Pavel Prucek, our Chief Product Officer, will walk you through how we can use the Tolion Brain Coach. Now, this is a live webinar, so in your invitation, we sent you a link to the Q&A session. We would love to hear your questions, so please send us your questions. We'll summarize at the end, and we'll answer as many as we can. So feel free to send it, throughout the presentation. We're not going to be reacting to the questions right away, but we'll do it actually at the end of these sessions. So if I can have the next slide. Really the inspiration for this product came from a very severe medical crisis that we encountered as a humanity, which is the dementia. There are currently 135 million people at risk for dementia globally. This is between ages 40 to 65. So you can imagine it's many more. Actually, they are more elder people, and this number is expected to triple. The main driver for dementia is aging. And the main cause of dementia, in fact, is the Alzheimer's disease. So that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to prevent this wave of disability. Now, the important finding from very extensive research that we'll describe to you as well is that over 45% of these dementia cases are preventable just through lifestyle interventions. So we designed a product that consolidates all the information around the brain health, the important factors that can actually help prevent dementia. There are over 100 factors that we're tracking, and then where we developed an application that can guide you actually through these recommendations and help you prevent this risk. We also the third application of the AI is the helping people actually change their behavior. So the three applications are: one, consolidating the medical knowledge; second, individual recommendations, personalized recommendations for each person; and then finally, changing their behavior. Now, the cost for dementia care is staggering. The cost, just in the direct costs, are almost $400 billion just in the US. So you can imagine what's the global impact. So obviously, this is very important, not on the individual basis, but also on the societal basis. So without that, I'll just talk just for a second. So this is the problem. The solution is for us, again, to develop a product that prevents you getting sick, basically. Currently, the medical practice is that you see the physicians only when you get sick, and we trying to change it so to intervene before you get sick and apply, again, this technology, Tolion Brain Coach, our product, to protect your health, specifically to protect your brain health and improve your functioning, your happiness and your longevity. So with that, I'll introduce quickly the team. Again, my background, I'm a neurologist by training. I studied both computer science and medicine, trained in Boston in neurology, worked at Yale on a faculty. I was on a faculty at Yale, and then I really wanted to start finding treatment and solutions. So I'm running a company that's developed one of the oral treatments for Alzheimer's. And again, this is the product that will hopefully prevent you to ever getting to that point. Greg Moore is one of our key advisors and collaborators. Greg has extensive experience both in the science, but also he helped build the healthcare business at Google. Then he was building the same, at Microsoft. Now he's working with Bill Gates at the Gates Ventures, investing especially in the therapies and the treatments that actually can help protect the brain and focus on Alzheimer's disease. Jarda Lískovec, the CEO of the Czech entity, is a businessman who has had many actually companies that he ran and founded, and he's running the Czech organization. I'll turn it now to Petr Kadera, our Chief Technical Officer, to introduce the technical team. Again, the company currently is about 20 plus engineers, about a dozen doctors, psychologists, and then the business people, obviously. So we have a very strong foundation on the science and really unique AI team, which Petr is now going to introduce. Petr.
Hello, my name is Petr Kadera. In the past, I worked on applications of AI in industrial environment. So I thought that the most fascinating task can be like helping system on aircraft carriers with self-healing capabilities. But 2 years ago, I was offered to join Tolion's endeavor to help people with self-healing. So we are using the similar technologies as in the industrial practice to help people to get the most from available medical knowledge. And because the task is very complex, it's very important to form a team, a strong team of experts coming from various domains of artificial intelligence. So I'm glad we have here with us Jan Zahalka, our Chief AI Officer, helping us with RAG LLM technology, well-recognized expert Josef Šifec in AI, and also Erik Derner and Václav Jirkovský.
So on the next slide, we'll introduce the medical team. Ondra.
Hello, my name is Ondřej Lajrch. I'm a cognitive neurologist by training. I work in Motol University Hospital, the largest hospital in Czech Republic, when I've spent more than the last 10 years managing patients with various forms of dementia. And along with my right hand, Vice President Kateřina Vevera, who holds a double degree in neuropsychology and neurobiology, we run a team of medical professionals spanning multiple specializations, including anesthesiology, neurology, psychiatry, biology, and biochemistry, who look for the latest recommendations regarding dementia prevention and are able to prepare our database to be ready to work with our technical teams. My pleasure.
Excellent. So again, we're really excited to welcome you to this webinar where we can, for the first time, introduce our product. Our product is available on the Apple App Store. And again, this is the first AI-powered app that could actually, and that the task is to make dementia prevention actionable, personable, and scalable. Again, we will, in the 3 sessions, we will introduce the science behind the product. What is the information that actually we're using? We'll talk about the technology that drives this product. And then, again, the most importantly, we'll talk about the specific product. So again, excited to do that. And I'll turn it over to Ondřej to talk about the science of prevention.
All right. Thank you, Martin. So my role here is to get a little bit into nitty-gritty of how we think about preventing dementia, what can we actually find out in the science, and how can we transfer it into personalized individual interventions. So the problem with current state of the field is threefold, basically. Even though there are multiple studies trying to prevent dementia, these generally provide recommendations that are very generic. It's a one-size-fits-all approach, and it doesn't go very well. People who try to adhere to it feel like this is not particularly suited to them and may result in low compliance. Also, it is no easy task to design effective preventative strategies. The amount of publications that is being published each year on Alzheimer's and dementia goes over 20,000 papers a year. That's a staggering amount of information, and it's very difficult for even the most involved of individuals to sift through it all and to derive meaningful recommendations from that. And of course, the access to healthcare may also be very limited. The healthcare is very expensive, and waiting time for cognitive specialists may take weeks or even months. So to scale this problem is, well, difficult, if not impossible. As Martin has highlighted already, dementia is a huge problem with many millions of people suffering from it and many more at risk. But there is hope. In latest years, we have learned from results of large trials several important messages. The first of all, the work of Lancet Journal Standing Commission, led by Professor Jill Livingston, have shown us, as Martin have said, that 45% of all dementia cases are potentially preventable. Also, we have learned, based on the results of a Fingers trial led by Professor Miyake Vipalto and her team, that multidomain interventions not only benefit cognition, but that these benefits last. They don't go away after the intervention is being stopped, but they may have a cumulative beneficial effect on brain health. And lastly, based on the recent results of US Pointer trial, we have learned that the more structured the intervention is, the more benefit the patient or the individual derives. In Tolion, we actually believe we can take this even one step further, and we think, and we have yet to prove it, of course, that personalized intervention may be much more effective than solely structured or non-specific intervention. And this is how we aim to go about it. So let's start from the start. The Lancet Commission has identified 14 modifiable risk factors of dementia. You can see them on the screen. They can be broadly divided into factors affecting brain health or vascular health, the factors affecting brain damage and toxicity, the sensory deprivation. But we also know that there are quite a few more factors affecting a dementia risk. They may not be as impactful on individual level as those identified by Lancet Commission, but in a small select group of individuals, they may be a driving force behind brain health and the development of dementia. We broadly divide these factors again into categories like non-modifiable factors, including age, sex, genetic background, chronic medical conditions, which is a very wide category, including some medications which are essential but may have a very detrimental or beneficial effect on brain health. And then, of course, things like lifestyle choices of diet, possible supplements, and etc. So, how do we assess dementia risks? How do we actually think about it? At first, we need to take a look and start from the individual. So we find an individual and we try to find his characteristics that are actually related to brain health and dementia. What we do then is we find a study that helps us identify a group of individuals that are similar to our client, and based on this, we can potentially identify things that are most relevant for him. Either they increase his or her risk the most, or they can eventually reduce his or her risk, and that way we can make a meaningful recommendation. To be able to do that, we have gathered, as I have already said, a team of medical experts and professionals from multiple fields of medicine. We go and we go through all the publications that are being published on the field of topic of Alzheimer's and dementia prevention, and extract the relevant information, which we then input into our proprietary knowledge base that we call MedWiki, that my colleague Peter will talk a little bit more in just a while, to show how this can really look like on a personal level. Let's assume we have a 58-year-old male who we know is a APOE4 carrier. Looking into relevant studies, we can find a study that has identified that for a group of people in his year category and with his genetic background, high adherence or strict adherence to Mediterranean diet may significantly reduce the risk of dementia by as much as 28% in this case. But here's the tricky part. We can make a dozen of statements like that for each and every single person that we get to meet. And really putting this all together is where our technical colleagues and technology comes in.
So maybe I can actually kind of summarize, right, this section. So again, there's a very robust basis based on the medical literature, again, on the thousands and tens of thousands of papers, where we can address what is individuals' medical risk based on their status, based on their medical condition, age, genetics, and what have you, and then very specifically provide recommendations on what are the most important levers for that individual person that actually can change their risk and then change their kind of trajectory of the brain health. And again, except for the non-modifiable factors, which is truly just the age, sex, and the genetics, everything else is potentially impactful. We can change the medical conditions, we can change the diet, we can address the supplements, but again, the key factors that then Ondřej just mentioned, those 14 factors, that actually going to be adapted to each and every person. So again, in the next section we'll talk about technology and then actually how the recommendations are delivered to you. But again, this is the basis, right? So we have very robust and strong scientific basis for our recommendations. Each of the recommendations has actually, we can track to specific, studies and scientific, recommendations, and again, but they are applied to the individual. So with that, the next section would be by Petr Kader, our Chief Technical Officer, who will walk us through the technology that enables the personalized prevention. Petr?
So, thank you. So the unique features of our application, specifically personalized evidence-based guidance towards greater brain health, are based on fusion of latest medical research and multiple AI technologies. So let's start with MedWiki, already mentioned by Ondřej. It's our proprietary knowledge management systems that acts as an efficient bridge between medical experts and our AI engine. So this system allows us to integrate knowledge coming from currently more than 3,000 research papers and studies, and represent it in a form that's both human and machine readable. For the greatest accuracy, we represent the knowledge in the form of logical expressions that allow us to build a system that's deterministic and also explainable. During next minutes, I'll talk about various forms of artificial intelligence you can meet in our application. I'll start with a health detective. This is based on logic-based reasoning, which guarantees that the outputs are deterministic. It means to the same question, you always get the same answer, and also the outputs from this system are traceable back to the evidence, to the original research papers. So this system combines all available medical knowledge with health data you provide it to the system and derives concrete conclusions to you. So for instance, if you are a lady, 40 years old, with rather high BMI, and relatively low physical activity, the system finds in the comprehensive medical knowledge that there is a study that with this combination of health parameters, your risk is greater than 2 times higher than to an average population. So the second form of AI looks more like an empathetic companion. This type of AI is available through chatbot, voicebot interface, and this allows to interpret the medical facts in a way that's adjusted to your level of experience and is served in a level of detail that's easy for every single user to digest. What's fascinating about AI is that it's not only good at processing the hard data, the facts, but also it's able to adjust the formulation to the type of personality of every user. So it's a very good soft skills. So if we recognize that you are motivated, for instance, by achieving goals, we formulate the proposals how to change your lifestyle in a way that you are meeting some objectives in your life, or if we detect that you are suffering from fear of rejection, then we try to emphasize that you have already started such a transformation, and it's not a big task for you to continue in the started process. So the third form, how you will meet our AI in our application, looks like a tactical trainer. In this part, our application converts the complex medical knowledge, all we know about your health through your health data, and also the knowledge on your preferences and lifestyle choices into a list of recommended activities that are proposed to you to incorporate in your next week. So from such a list, you can pick the proposed activities, and we monitor how you are conducting them. And this is a very important feedback for us, because based on your choices, we can help you to, we are proposing to you even better list next week. So we are teaching teaching what we prefer, what fits the best to your current lifestyle, and helping you to make your lifestyle change step by step. And the last form of AI you will meet with our application looks like a wise guide. This component carefully observes your steps during each week, and at the end of the week prepares for you a weekly summary that motivates and encourages you to continue in the started process. It summarizes the data we collected about your lifestyle from last week. We interpret this data into longer health context, and we are bringing you concrete suggestions how to do even better next week.
So again, just to summarize this section, so most of you would not encounter the AI, but in this age of AI, I think it's important to explain how we use this technology. And again, the basis of the recommendations is they are clinically accurate, they are built for complexity, they are explanatory, actionable, motivating, and again, we're applying it to help predict your trajectory and the most impactful interventions. So the most important section now is going to be Pavel, who's going to actually walk you through the product, how you use it in practice, what are the features, and how you can best utilize this product that we're just launching. Now again, we're looking to your feedback, as Andrei and Petr mentioned already. We're kind of in the fine-tuning stage, so we're looking for, the users actually to help us, build it better and develop it further. We're very unique. This is a very unique product. There's nothing like this actually on the market. So we'll look forward to your help actually making it even better. Paula?
Thank you, Martin. So first of all, I'll briefly introduce myself. My name is Pavel Prucek. I'm a Chief Product Officer at Tolion Health AI. I'm responsible for product strategy, user experience, and product design. Today, I'm going to walk you through the application from the user's perspective. I'm going to show you the features that we've developed together with the medical and technology teams. And as always, I would like to motivate you and engage you in downloading the application from the App Store. It's been already mentioned; it's available on the Apple App Store. And if you haven't done so, please feel free to do so. So. I start from the very beginning, and as Ondra rightly said, we need to assess the risk profile of each user, and we do that via the carefully designed questionnaires that are evidence-based, and through the tailored user journey, we are guiding the user through those questionnaires that are allowing us to actually assess and evaluate the risk profile of each user. So these insights will then serve us as a base for the personalized recommendations that Petr was mentioning. So once we identify all the risk factors, then we are able to show you a brief overview of those factors, and we can split them into non-modifiables. So as Martin rightly said, sex, age, or genetics, or the modifiable risk factors that you can actually influence. So by your lifestyle choices. Here you'll see a split of the factors that are already discovered, and we can say whether those factors are under control, whether they are okay, or whether these are, let's say, risky and they need a little bit more attention from you. So these are mostly the risk factors that then we will be targeting through those activity recommendations. With that being said, we have a perfect space for evaluating the state of brain health. And we worked together with the medical team and the technology team together in order to bring you the score that basically says that. And we call it Tolion Brain Age, which is a metric which is identifying or saying the overall status of your brain health, and which is says in comparison to your calendar age. So as you can see on the picture here, if you have a person which is 56 years old, we can say that by knowing all those risk factors that we've already evaluated, this person is almost 3 years younger, just given by the knowing the risk factors that we've identified. Again, you can see the split between non-modifiable. So we can see in this example that, for example, genetics are driving the score towards the older age. But in this example, you can see that the modifiable factors are the ones that are actually making the person younger in terms of the Tolion brain age. So another very powerful feature of the application, as Petr was already explaining, is the conversational brain coach. So it's an intelligent AI chatbot that feels less like a technology, but more like a trusted companion. You can ask anything about brain health because it's designed to be empathetic, it's encouraging, and it's non-judgmental. So you don't have to fear about to ask anything that you have in your mind. It's also important to mention that it translates very complex health concepts into simple everyday language that anyone can understand. And as Petr rightly mentioned, it's also a voice bot. So if you prefer to talk to the chatbot, then it's also possible because it makes the interaction much more practical and relevant. So this is the one way how you can actually get the recommendations from our side through the chatbot. The other way how to do that is via those activity recommendations. So these are very targeted recommendations that are targeting those risk factors that we've identified in the first place. So the activities are always ranked from the ones that are targeting the most critical risk factors. Like in this example, you can see that if you identified the social isolation as one of the most critical risk factors, then we are recommending to engage in some social meetups that should alleviate this potential risk. So one thing that is also we are trying to engage our users to do so is that we assign basically a weekly goal. So it's completely up to you how many activities you aim to target this particular week, and then by completing those activities, you are contributing to this weekly goal. It's important to say that all those activities are fully optional, so it gives you freedom to choose whichever activities you prefer. So once you put your preferred activities into your weekly plan, you can start working on them, and you can either record your progress manually, so via your manual input, or if you would like to make your interaction much more seamless, you can connect your Garmin wearable, and this will allow us to pre-fill all those data automatically for you. Garmin is one of the, I would say, first integrations that we've done already, but definitely going forward, we are aiming to add many more. Then, if you would like to check your progress over the week, you can go to progress page, and as I said, you can check your weekly goal, how many activities you've already performed, and also you can check your history of activities over the relevant week. So as we get towards the end of the week, we will give you a sort of weekly review, and this review is basically an AI-generated text, which is highlighting your activities, your achievements. Also, it points out some, for example, areas for improvement in case you haven't performed certain activities. But most importantly, it's a space for us to collect feedback from you, because based on this feedback, we then generate the fresh set of activities for the upcoming week. So with this weekly cycle, we are basically trying to change the behavior, the lifestyle, with those small but meaningful choices that can improve dramatically your brain health. And as I already said, we are planning many more functions and features. So as I said about Garmin, so the next step is to definitely involve the data coming from Apple Health. So we'll definitely are awaiting this function, which will help us to make your user journey much more seamless. As I mentioned that you can download the application on the Apple App Store, we are also planning to extend our field and basically provide the application also for Android users, which is also a key priority, basically to cover the space for both platforms. And last but not least, we're also planning to integrate the eHealth records, which mostly the data around your medical conditions could be, for example, level of cholesterol. It could be some data about diabetes and so on. So basically, the data that we would otherwise it would be very difficult for us to get. This would be basically possible via this integration with eHealth records, and again, it would make your user journey much more seamless. All right, so with that being said, I would like to invite you to the Q&A session, and I would like to hand over the word back to Martin.
So again, exciting to be here with you today. Just to summarize the section, so we're introducing the first AI-powered app that can actually help you track, the health of your brain, improve the performance of the brain, kind of define the steps that could be most actionable. And again, the application will allow you to track, your current status, your risk factors, recommend the things that could be most impactful for your brain health and performance and dementia prevention. Track it through that. Again, the kind of the key feature is the Tolion Brain Age, the brain health score, that would allow you not only to see where you are right now, but actually what the recommendations are changing and how you actually improving, because you will see actually changing in this score as you make these different changes, and then specifically help you guide you actually through those actionable recommendations and help you track your performance. So with that, we received lots of questions. So we put out actually these few that we would attack right now. Again, please keep sending us these questions. We'll answer every one and all of them. And again, we'll look forward to working with you to improve this product. Where this is the first one ever actually helping you improve your brain health, brain performance, and prevent the dementia. And but again, I mean, this is going to get better as you start using it and telling us actually what else can we do and how we can help you. So tackling the questions. So many of you, probably most of you, are familiar with ChatGPT. This is a system where you can ask pretty much everything and get some answers. The question is what we're doing better, actually, how our product is different and how we actually can improve it over. So the question is, what is the difference between Tolion Brain Coach application and the ChatGPT? And I'll ask Petr to answer the question, please.
Yeah, this is questions we are receiving quite often. So the main difference is that our Tolion Brain Coach has access to our curated medical knowledge base, MedWiki, and also to health data of every user. So the answers are based on the evidence, not on the memory, as in case of ChatGPT, which is putting together the knowledge represented in the relations between the large neural network that's behind it. So through our approach, we significantly eliminates the risk of hallucinations.
And I'll go beyond this. So again, with our product and application, we're able to sort and to consolidate all the medical knowledge that's out there for your specific case. But also we have a team of doctors and psychologists who confirm that this is correct, right? So we have actually every recommendation will go through this kind of assessment. So it's we have no risk of hallucination as long as the doctors are not hallucinating. But again, it's very scientific based and it has a very strong scientific rigor. I don't know, Ondrej, if you want to actually add to it, how you kind of make sure that these recommendations are confirmed by medical research. There's a second question: has every recommendation been confirmed and validated by our medical team and medical research? Ondrej?
All right. Well, this is again a little tricky question, and to be completely honest and frank, the answer is yes and no. Has every recommendation been confirmed by medical research? Well, no, we have not yet run the trials necessary to validate that this does indeed do the influence. We have a lot of information from the previous trials that have been done, then this is something that is working. But we are, as we speak, we are preparing the clinical testing of our applications, and we certainly hope that our users will help us doing just that, to be able to gather enough data to show that we are effective in what we believe what we are doing. What we are doing, however, is, and I hope I try to demonstrate that during my part of the presentations, is that every piece of information is grounded in science. So every recommendation that we provide is based on rigorous research and is showing the association confirmed by real data. And it is, I believe, the best next thing we can have apart from actually running the clinical trial, which we are obviously unable to do so right now.
And I'll add to it. So both Ondrej and I are neurologists. We have been through extensive medical training. I spent 30 years in school and training. But again, this application really allows you to have like the medical concilium of the top experts at your fingertips, right? So what Ondrej is saying, again, all of our recommendations are grounded in research and medical knowledge, and we'll consolidate kind of the top research. We'll give you access to, again, all the best experts on the planet. What we wanted to do once we have large group of customers that are actually using this, we can go beyond this and start testing. But that goes really beyond anybody's knowledge, anybody's understanding, to start running the trials. Actually, how this technology, changes the performance and the health and the behavior of the people. So that's really the kind of the piece that he was saying that we want to do. We want to advance the understanding of the brain health. We want to advance the medical research. So that's what we're saying. But that said, we're the only application and the only place where you can get consolidated knowledge for your specific case beyond any expert and beyond any medical consilium. So the key feature, that you're going to see in our application is the brain age score. So again, for the first time, you'll have an opportunity to see not only the risk factors and kind of your status, but a score that tells you where you are compared to your chronological age. Not only that, this will dynamically follow you, and based on your lifestyle, based on the changes you make to your lifestyle, how this is actually changing it. So you can hopefully grow younger every day and improve the performance of your brain. And again, the question here is, how do you calculate the brain age? Again, there's a lot of logic and science goes into it, and I'll turn it to Petr to explain to us what is the technology behind the brain age, because this is kind of your anchor for this application that will allow you to track the things that you have changed in your life and how you're actually improving. Hopefully, go. That's it.
Yeah. So I'll start with the why we needed to introduce brain age, because in the backend part of application we are using the expert speak and we are working with the relative risk, but it's not easy to understand what actually it practically means to you, to individual. And that's why we quite recently introduced the concept of brain age. That's based on the fact that the most important factor of dementia prevalence is your age. And based on this fact and on the exponential function that actually defines the risk of getting dementia in certain age, we are transforming the relative risk coming from all other risk factors into the age shift. And to this analogy with getting older, we are showing how reduction of relative risk coming from various factors is actually practically affecting the risk of experiencing dementia in your later age. So this is the basic concept. I will mention that this proprietary approach is currently covered by patent protection, and so it means this is disclosed. So if someone is interested in more details, we are happy to share with him a technical description of our approach.
Yeah, so it's a very advanced technology. As Petr mentioned, we have a patent application to protect this. But again, just to translate to plain English, so the most important risk for your brain, for your health of your brain, is age. So that in fact, everybody is at risk for dementia and Alzheimer's disease in particular, if you live long enough. Now, the brain age, this score will allow you to track, the influence of these different things you have changed, your status at the present, but also the influence of these. So it's kind of the anchor for your reference point, actually, where you are and how important and how impactful actually the things they have changed is. And now, we have, again, many more questions. Unfortunately, we're not going to be answering them right now. We'll be answering them offline and in our upcoming sessions. So again, just to wrap up and summarize, again, we're really pleased to have you join us on this journey. This is the first ever. There's an application that's AI powered by proprietary AI engine that allows you to get kind of in your hands the ability to influence your brain health, improve your performance of your brain, and again, help prevent the adverse, the development that could happen with dementia, with Alzheimer's disease, and so forth. If I can go to the next slide. So, early in the days of Tolion, we had, in fact, McKinsey actually do review and work of their kind of medical research and so forth. And I saw this quote, "Health is function," and really this is what we're trying to redefine. Your health is not that you're not sick. In fact, you're as healthy as actually what you can do, and we're going to again implement this with our product. Again, improve your ability to live fully, have a full, exciting, very satisfactory life, and again improve your function. So with that, again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you further. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.